Hi guys, it's Ms. Vilkovich. So I just wanted to explain a little bit about your colors mini project that you're going to be working on today and tomorrow. So when you click on the link, obviously this is what it looks like. So it is a 13 slide presentation. What I will be looking for and what you are graded on are slides 4 through 13 only. So if you'll notice on each of those slides is a color in Spanish. Okay, so you are going to be messing with each of those slides and incorporating their colors. So let's look. Okay, so your instructions on each slide, like I said, you're going to add 2 items of that color. You're going to look up how to say those 2 items in Spanish, and you're going to add those vocabulary words to each slide. And yes, I want you to be as creative as possible. Okay, so here are some examples. And again, this is on, if it'll show me, slide 2. So feel free to use this when you're working on the rest of these slides. You can pop back up here and look all the time. You can see the tips to add images, to add a background, change the background. How you are going to be graded, the rubric is right here. So it's pretty simple, guys. So each of these slides, 4 through 13, I'm going to look for 3 things. Each slide needs to have a background. This background could be a solid color or it could be a picture. Each slide then needs to have 2 pictures of something relating to that color. And then each of those 2 pictures needs to be labeled in Spanish, okay? So let me show you what I mean by that. So we've got, let's start with this one. So rojo is of course red. So like my rubric says, I need to have a background, and that could be a solid color or a picture. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to go up to right here where it says background. So you can choose an image, maybe something that's red, go for it. Or you can just do a solid color, and there's a million colors to choose from, guys. You can change them and make them lighter, darker, all of it. But anyway, I'm good with that. So I'm just gonna say that color, so I'm good. So I got my background. Now each slide needs to have 2 pictures of something relating to that color. Okay, red, I'm thinking strawberries. So I'm going to insert my picture this way. You could do it a different way. This is just easier for me. You're going to go up to Insert, Image. Oops, sorry, let's try that again. Then go search the web. This way it brings Google Images right to you. It's right over here off to the side. Oops, sorry guys, I accidentally X'd out of it again. The struggle is real. Okay, there we go. So strawberry, as you can see, I already looked it up a minute ago, but let's do it again. I like this picture, so I'm going to choose that one, click Insert, and I'm going to mess with this size later. For now, we're just going to put it on my screen. So strawberry, that's something that's red. What's something else that's red? I am thinking maybe roses or a rose. So I'm going to click on this one because I like it. Press Insert. And again, I can mess with the size later if I want. I can add stuff to it. So that is requirement number 2. Each slide has 2 pictures of something relating to that color. Done. Okay, the very last requirement. Each slide needs to have 2 words in Spanish describing both those pictures. So in other words, 1 word per picture. So if I'm a student, I might not know the word for strawberry in Spanish or the word for rose in Spanish. Do not use Google Translate, guys. Instead, use this website, wordreference.com. It's a lot more reliable. I like it better. Anyway, so I'm going to click on, or I'm going to type in strawberry, because that is one of my pictures, and I don't know how to say that in Spanish. Let's pretend anyway. So I get right here, and we've got strawberry. So to say strawberry in Spanish is fresa. So I'm going to go back to my presentation, and I'm just going to insert a text box, let's say. And I'm going to type fresa, meaning strawberry. And again, if I had time, I am going to change the font. I'm going to make this a lot bigger. I might put a border around this. And I'm going to do the same thing for rose. I'm going to look up how to say rose in Spanish. I'm going to label that as well. Mess with it, be creative, and then I'm done with my red slide. So then I move on to yellow, blue. You guys get the idea, all the way down. Okay, let me show you an example. She did an awesome job, and this is a few years ago, but still. Let me show you hers, starting with red, and I'll actually make it so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so she actually chose strawberry as well. which is Freysa, and she labeled it, and that's kind of cool. And look at her background. She did a picture instead of just a solid image or a solid color. I almost like the pictures better. She messed with the font. She added some shapes to the back of it. She changed the font here. She made it bigger as well. Let's look at the next one. We've got, if it will let me. Oops, we skipped yellow, the best color. Here's amarillo, yellow. So she looked up sun, because obviously it's yellow, and she looked up lemon, because it's something else that's yellow. And she looked up how to say both of those in Spanish using wordreference.com. Awesome background, great slide. Same thing with blue. We got blueberries labeled, sky labeled, cielo. And I love the background on this slide. What a cool one. She chose fire for orange and maybe oranges. Pink, cotton candy, and a flamingo. Purple, that's a cool one. I love that background. Green. White, kind of tricky with white, but she chose paper, and I thought this was cool. Marshmallows. And then gray. And then brown. Okay, so hopefully that helps, guys. Again, if you need further instructions, please look at the rubric right here. These are the only things that I'm looking for. It is worth 25 points. Here's some more examples right here and a few tips as well. Don't be afraid to ask your neighbor for help. Maybe they're more familiar with Google Slides than you are. Hopefully this video helped, guys, and if you need anything at all and the sub isn't able to help you, email me. Okay, I'm more than happy to help you. I will be available via email. Okay, so